Hey everybody, Josh Sigurdson of World Alternative Media here, and I'm at it again, traveling, and this time not to Africa. I am in Vail, Colorado, and beautiful small town here in the mountains. Ended up staying here last night. It just worked out real perfectly because it just turned out that I couldn't be driving any longer, and I didn't feel like, driving in the mountains middle of the night. Anyway, I'm on my way to the Red Pill Expo in Hartford, Connecticut. And I've been waiting for this event all year since, last year's event. And, there's a few events a year that I get really excited about, Anarchapulco, Red Pill Expo, and, this year Anarcha Vegas as well, which we're selling tickets to. But we are heading to the Red Pill Expo. Sorry, it's early in the morning and I got my coffee here, so I'm a little bit out of it. But nonetheless, people like G. Edward Griffin are going to be speaking there. Cynthia McKinney, Jeff Berwick, of course. And we can also expect people like Del Bigtree, Cal Washington. I'm going to be there. Dan Dix is going to be there. A lot of us are going to be there. If I were to go over the entire list, it would take quite a while. So, nonetheless, we are going to be there in the next few days. I don't know when I'm getting this video up. Honestly, it's going to be traveling and more traveling. It's a long drive from Las Vegas to Hartford, Connecticut, but I'm looking forward to it. I think if you guys want, you can still get last second tickets online at redpillexpo.org. We got a link below for that, so make sure to check that out. You'll be able to save money and it helps us all around. So make sure to check that out. But again, I'm looking forward to bringing you a lot of interviews from there as well, because we are going to be there for, it's 7th to the 9th. And there's people like, I couldn't forget Robert Kiyosaki, of course, who has been one of our biggest video definitely ever on our channel. And we get to talk with him again, third year in a row. And when we get to sit down with him, it's always very interesting, controversial, and popular. People like it because obviously he's one of the most world-renowned experts when it comes to real estate, investment, etc. And of course, he's written books with people like Donald Trump. Say what you will about that, but it's definitely adds some interest, an interesting factor to our interviews, considering who we are. But again, his viewers seem to like us, ours seem to like him for the most part, and I'm looking forward to having a conversation with him about a lot of what some might consider controversial topics, and get down to detail over a lot of the issues we've been seeing in recent days throughout the world, largely in the United States, of course, and what he thinks about them. And I have no doubt he's going to provide us some really interesting insight. And it's going to be great. With people like Cynthia McKinney, obviously another person who's been quite popular on our channel, which we will be talking to again. And when we interview her, it's always interesting. We have I meant to meet up with her recently in Paris, France. Just didn't work out. She was there to check out the Yellow Vests. Unfortunately, the Yellow Vests only do things on Saturdays at 1 p.m. or 12 p.m. or something, which I found kind of odd. So I wasn't able to make that happen because I just ended up showing up there on like a Monday or a Sunday or something. So I was running all over Paris looking for her, and it didn't work out very well. I have a vlog that I'm going to post eventually on that. It's just not super important at the moment, but definitely interesting and fun. My whole journey from Barcelona through Paris and everything. I'll get to editing that eventually. I'm editing a full documentary right now, so it's been difficult to get to. Priorities first. But anyway, so we'll be talking with her. Another thing that's incredibly controversial is someone like Del Bigtree of Vaxxed fame, who of course was, he was a producer on the show The Doctors. And then we saw there's a big controversy when Robert De Niro came out against vaccines and everything, and you guys can make your own decisions yourself. I'm gonna probably be interviewing him. Richard Gage, our old friend, is there as well, who we've known for many, many, many years. And we look forward to talking with him. And of course, J. Edward Griffin, we've probably done at this point like 2 or 3 dozen interviews with. And it's always interesting. He has insight into literally anything you ask him about. And we have to remember, this guy's 88 years old and has the passion when it comes to this kind of stuff of like a 20-something-year-old, but the wisdom of an 88-year-old for sure. You could tell he's been thinking about this stuff for a long time. And it's gonna be awesome, because I mean, literally anything you ask that guy about, he has some kind of insight on. So I'm not even sure what I'm going to ask him yet. I don't know what I'm asking anyone yet, but it always works out. There's going to be a lot of people to talk to, and I'm going to probably be interviewing a lot of people that I wasn't expecting to interview, just on different subjects that I think are interesting. Pull them aside in the hallway and say, hey, let's talk. Our friend David Morgan is going to be there. Of course, many of you have probably seen our recent interview with him. If you haven't, make sure to check that out. We've been shadow banned so much. I wouldn't doubt most of you haven't seen most of our stuff lately, like our Bernie confrontation. Like we confronted Bernie Sanders a couple days ago and literally barely anyone's seen it. It's so crazy, and we've been losing subscribers like crazy lately, and most of that has to do with YouTube automatically unsubscribing. Look, I know I'm calling out Bernie Sanders and Trump at the same time, so I'm gonna get a lot of hate, but I'm getting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of messages a week from people saying I'm being automatically unsubscribed by YouTube, and then YouTube says, oh, well, you're just imagining that. And it's like, no, we're not imagining that. That is a thing that is happening, and everyone is noticing that, and it's quite obvious. When the more views I get, the less subscribers I get. The less views I get, the more subscribers I get. Like if I get a day when I'm getting almost no views, I'm getting like a ton of subscribers. But if I get a day where I get a ton of views, I get like no subscribers. In fact, it was negative 24 the other day, or yesterday or something. So this is something we need help from you guys on, so make sure to do whatever you can to help keep, if not me, other independent medias alive, because it's getting to the point where it's like almost impossible to keep up with. But anyway, nonetheless, we are heading to the Red Pill Expo 2019. We'll be catching up with our old friend Jeff Berwick there as well. And I'm trying to think of everyone that's speaking there, because there's so many. Zach Bush, doctor, of course, is going to be there. And the list is extensive, so I'm not gonna go over every single person. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to it, and there's no doubt that we're gonna bring you a lot of great information out of the Red Pill Expo 2019. Again, you can still get your tickets at redpillexpo.org. Make sure to check the link below, so that you save money. I get an affiliate out of it. We all benefit from your attendance at the Red Pill Expo, and one way or another, I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of you out there and having conversations with you, talking with you. The best part to me about these conferences isn't the interviews, isn't the famous people or whatever. It's sitting down and talking with people, complete strangers that I haven't met before, or maybe I met at another event, and being able to just get along immediately and talk about whatever issues at hand. Because I know for a lot of us it's kind of lonely, at home, in the workplace, with the family, with friends, when it comes to these subject matters, because they're not the most popular, but they're getting more and more popular, and there's a lot of us, so we need to work together in any way we can and talk with each other and have those conversations. And I think the Red Pill Expo is a great place for that. It's one of those conferences where you can reach out to anyone in the hallway and have a great conversation, and benefit from it, come out of it with a few steps ahead, and be able to make great connections that will help you in the future when it comes to this craziness that we're seeing happening in the world. It makes things just a little bit less crazy and a little bit better and a little bit less concerning. So anyway, like I said, I'm in Vail, Colorado. Beautiful place, enjoying it, and I'm gonna be heading out right away. So by the time I get this out, I'm pretty sure I'll be gone from here by quite a ways. I make a point not to tell people exactly where I am when I'm there, because it can cause problems. So yeah, I'm gonna be heading out right away. We're just going for a walk right now. It's a really nice little town, and gonna find my truck. But yeah, we ended up showing up here last night, middle of the night, and it just worked out perfectly because I'd been here once before, and I enjoyed the place for the hour I stayed here. And then last night it just happened to be getting dark out, sun was going down, and it's like, let's find a place to stop before we end up driving through the mountains endlessly like we did recently. Like in Oregon, we were driving up to Canada, and we caught ourselves in the mountains with nowhere to stop for hours, with icy black ice on the roads and pitch black, and people just shooting around the corners at a high speed. Wow, that's a great sound. Oh man. But it was really terrible. So we decided, let's learn from our mistakes and make sure that we have a place to stay tonight. So it just happened, we passed by Vail, Colorado, which is one of the nicest places in my opinion in Colorado. You got a fountain there and a really loud Steam Master thing. It's a horrible sound. But anyway, so it just worked out really well. We ended up stopping here, and I think I finally used my Expedia points. About time. I thought I'd never use those because if you spend $40,000, you get like $100 off of one purchase ever. Worst point system ever, which is why I stopped using Expedia. But I figured, hey, might as well use the points now more than ever. I don't have money, so need a place to sleep. Works out. Anyway, I'm ranting on here. I'm looking forward to seeing all you at the Red Pill Expo. I'll be joining many of you at the event, and I'm looking forward to it. Ask me any question you want, connect with me, talk with me, introduce yourself, and I think a good time will be had by all. So anyway, I'm getting back to my vehicle now. Beautiful view all around. Wish I could go skiing. But nonetheless, we're gonna hit the road now and enjoy the scenery. And then we got miles and miles of Nebraska. Not the nicest scenery. Sorry people in Nebraska, but driven through there before, and not my favorite situation in the world. But we're gonna be heading over there right away, and then I guess from there through Omaha, Cleveland, Chicago, all that. And we're also gonna be joining people in New York and Boston soon. So until next time, this is Josh Sigurdson signing out from World Alternative Media. This went way too long. Find the truth, be the change.